Well, hey everybody, welcome to WDW Parkhoppers Live. Welcome, Disney friends. Had to do a little Star Wars thing there. Hang on. We can have that playing in the background. Hopefully you guys are hearing that okay. My name is Parkhopper John. It's May the 4th. So that means we're going to celebrate and talk about all things Star Wars. Have a lot of things we're going to cover. Some news, some great stories. Plus, we're going to talk about another space opera that's very popular. My kind of Parkhopper Live review of Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm very excited to see what you guys think when you see it. I got to see a special press screening of it, and I'll share my thoughts on that. But for right now, we got to talk about Star Wars. So Star Wars came out in '77. I was but a wee 7-year-old lad, and I had not seen the movie for. Oh, hey.
Hello.
Look who this is, everybody. It's Parkhopper Sid.
Hi. May the 4th be with you.
I like the ears. Can you duck in and get a good time of the ears? Check out those ears. Those are some sexy ears. Those ears have seen a lot of mileage.
Yes, I've worn these ears on multiple Star Wars races with Run Disney, so had to bring Parkhopper John some.
Ooh, she brought Funky Buddha.
I did.
Oh, it is truly a celebration day.
Well, and I didn't want to interrupt too long, but I wanted to come and say hi. And I did want to thank Disney by the Number T-shirt Club for making sure that we had our shirts in time. So, in the back.
Check that out. Yeah, so I have that on the back of mine as well. So it's just I did.
Very nice. So thank you, Disney by the Numbers.
All right, awesome. Thanks, baby. I appreciate that.
All right. And I love you.
I know. Thanks, baby. So so Star Wars came out in '77. I was 7 years old. I didn't get to see the movie until after my birthday. I seem to remember this. And my mom's on all the time. She hasn't corrected me on this. So saw the movie after I turned 7, and I had already collected all the figures and everything. So I'm just very. I was a Star Wars nut from way back, and good Lord, this is Funky Buddha Brewery. I have a hard time saying that all in one shot. It's so, so good. It is the gift that keeps on giving, kids. But anyway, so I saw it in the theater, and I was immediately just blown away by how incredible it was. I was a fan. I love the story. And, Empire Strikes Back has always been my favorite Star Wars. Not a big fan of the prequels, but Rogue One is kind of taking the place of being like my new favorite. I hate to say that, but it really is, because it's just a better story, I think. But anyway, so that's that. So we've gotten to do some really cool things. Obviously, we've got some Star Wars stuff around here. We're big fans of it. What's your favorite Star Wars memory? We've got a few more hours of May the 4th, so let's celebrate this. Let me know in the comments section below what your favorite Star Wars memory is, or if you have a favorite movie, or whatever it is that you have that you would like to share with me. I'd love to know that. Let me know in the comment section below. And let's kind of skip forward and come out of the Star Wars world and go into the world of Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, Guardians of the Galaxy is coming out technically probably tonight at midnight, but really, honestly, it's coming out. It's probably already out, to be honest with you, but technically it comes out Friday. And we got to see a press screening on Tuesday, and Tony from Disney Parks Podcast and Disney by the Numbers, Parkhopper Sid and I got to go out and see the movie before everybody else did at a press screening. And blown away is not exactly the word that I would use, but it comes awfully darn close. And the thing is, I loved Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1, I guess is how we're calling it, Guardians of the Galaxy 1. And the opening credit scene where they really kind of start the movie off is far and away worth the price of admission. And the thing is it really deals with everything that we see in the trailers. That big, globby monster, and Drax is fighting it from within, and you see the big jump from Gamora. And that really doesn't give hardly anything in the movie away. That just happens to be one of the things that they're doing, helping to guard the galaxy. And then the story really, honestly, breaks down into a story about reconciliation. Peter Quill finds his father. That's not a big secret because that's been out in the trailers for a while. His father is Ego, the living planet, and played by Kurt Russell. And it's amazing. That is very interesting. The Yondu character played by, his name just went off the top of my head. He'll come back to me. Yondu has a very interesting turn in this movie. Michael Rooker plays him. Of course, Drax kind of steals the show. He has possibly some of the greatest lines. The one negative about the movie that I will say is it seems to be way more comedy driven, and that was a little weird at first because the first 40% of the movie felt very much like I was watching a sitcom without the laugh track, and it was funny. It was very enjoyable, but it was just weird because it was yuck fest, and they were all great jokes. It was really funny, and it worked great with a plot. But if you're going in for like a serious hardcore movie, this is not your movie. It's going to definitely be a little different. Hang on one sec. Oh, jeez. This is Last Snow that I'm drinking. It's such a special day in the Star Wars Cup. Last Snow from Funky Buddha. Big fan. Anyway, so I would definitely go see it. The Gamora and her sister Nebula have several moments, actually. So all of the questions, and Sarah says it best, all of the questions that you had coming in from, hello, Holly, all the questions that you had coming out of the first Guardians of the Galaxy are immediately answered, almost immediately, in the next movie. So you find out who Peter's father is. You find out kind of why all things are the way they are, with him being, part Terran and then part Celestial, and you find out all that. You also find out the next phase in the Nebula storyline. You also find out more about, Rocket. You find out more about Yondu. I'm getting him confused with the Star Wars character, and I mispronounce his name all the time. Michael Rooker's character, you find out more about him. And Baby Groot steals the freaking movie, and he didn't say the word frickin'. So there's so many great lines. It's so good. Definitely go out and see it 2 or 3 times. The soundtrack is incredible. Again, as always, James Gunn does such a great job. There's a lot of cameos that are well placed. And for you comic book nerds, the coolest thing is you get to see one of the original lineups for Guardians. You get to see one of the original Guardians lineup, and Sylvester Stallone plays a very key role in one of those. And the coolest thing there's 2 cameos that I wasn't expecting. One of them was a voice cameo, and one of them was an actor cameo that's part of the original lineup. And there's a rumor that Guardians of the Galaxy 4, not the next one, but number 4, is going to be an original Guardian story. So, anyway. Hey, Brian. Good to see you, buddy. We're having Last Snow tonight, so no, I'm not drinking the brains of a stormtrooper. It's really just a drink. Anyway, so that's kind of my Guardians thing. I can't give it more than 2 thumbs up because I only got 2 thumbs. I can't give it more than 5 stars because 6 stars would be ridiculous. I can't give it 11 out of 10 because somebody else already used that line. It's just a good movie. Go see it. It's not one of those where you have to check your brain at the door. It's just a fun movie. The visuals are stunning. It's worth the time. It's worth the money. Go see Guardians of the Galaxy today. So that's that. So let's see here. Good. So I'm starting to see comments, which is good. For a while there, man, I wasn't seeing any comments. It was freaking me out. Let's go ahead and talk about the winner for last week's contest. So we had 2 shows last week, and we had several of you send photos of your favorite set of Mickey ears, and I have to give some shout outs to some of my favorites. Holly, of course. Holly had a couple of great pictures, phenomenal ears. Stephanie Chase had grad night ears, like old school grad night ears. It was so cool. There's a lot of, there's like some Darth Vader, not this is like Darth Vader wearing a Club 33 hat, but like the Darth Vader helmet ears that you can get. But I went and I looked, Sarah and I kind of looked at it, and we had really thought it through, and then a pair of ears jumped out at me, mainly because of how special they were and the story behind it. So the winner for this week is Chris Edwards. Chris Edwards, you are the winner. You get a copy of the Disney Bucket List book. Chris, when you see this, either direct message me your address and who you would like me to if you want me to autograph it to somebody, if you just want me to sign it, let's do that. David Maruka joining everybody. Chris, the reason we chose Chris was because his ears are a set that are virtually impossible to get. And the reason that I chose them was because he has ears that say Grand Marshal Magic Kingdom, and he got them one day after the 45th anniversary of the Magic Kingdom. Now, first of all, Magic Kingdom, awesome. 45th anniversary, awesome. Grand Marshal in the Main Street Parade. Could you imagine? I mean, dude, that would be so cool. So Chris won. Congratulations, Chris. And so now we have a new contest. And a little bit of news. Tomorrow, well, let's go back. Monday, I got to go to Paradiso 37. So if you look through the timeline here at Parkhoppers, or if you go to Instagram.com/Parkhoppers, you'll see some photos from our Paradiso 37 press thing. It was amazing. The food, the additions that they made to the menu are incredible, absolutely incredible. And they now have drink carts going by where they make mojitos and the Brazilian version of the mojito at your tableside. So the girls were, shaking them and mixing them and all that good stuff. It was amazing. And the ribs were incredible. The desserts were desserts, but the appetizers were great. They've got shrimp ceviche, which is incredible. They had ribs. There's one rib left on the table. Okay, now this is how bad it was. And I don't want to name drop, but the Godfather was there, Lou Mangello. Great guy. I love Lou. If you're not listening or watching WDW Radio, you're doing yourself a disservice, because Lou is truly one of the greatest dudes in the Disney community and on the planet. He's a great guy. So Lou's there, and he picks up the plate, and he's next to a couple other guys. John Frost is the guy right in front of him. And he's like, okay, there's one rib. Who wants it? We're going to take it. And the waitress is going to grab that rib. And I grabbed my fork and I said, don't you even think about letting that rib leave the table. And I reach over and I get that rib. It was, oh my gosh, it was mind-blowingly good. I cannot tell you. So that was on Monday. And tomorrow, we've been invited to go check out the Polite Pig. Now, if you know anything about Orlando restaurants, the Ravenous Pig is up in Winter Garden, which is just north of Orlando. And it's an amazing restaurant. Everything is based around pork. So barbecued, grilled. They have a bacon-infused Manhattan. So good. So they opened up a restaurant here in Disney Springs called the Polite Pig. Disney didn't like the word ravenous, so they asked if they wouldn't mind changing the name to Polite Pig. And basically what it is you go in, you order your food, and then you go sit down and someone brings you the food. It's very much like a quick service. But the really cool thing is they have a bar area where they have typical, beers and stuff on tap. But they also have, for a limited time, they have some of their favorite cocktails on tap too, which is really kind of cool. And then if you order from the bar, you can actually order the food from the bar, and then they'll actually bring it to you. So we get to go sample a lot of the food. We sampled some a couple weeks ago, but this is more of a press event, so we're going to be able to sample even more. So I'm very excited by that. And I think Tony's not going, but Parkhopper Sid is going to go, I think, with me in his place. So I'm very much looking forward to that. So we need to have a contest because I've got a Disney Springs swag bag that I'd like to give away. And so I think what I'd like to do is you give me your favorite Disney Springs restaurant and your favorite menu item from that restaurant. We all want to share experiences. We all want to learn great places to go eat at Disney. So if you've been to Disney Springs since they've changed it, make sure that you give us the name of the restaurant. No, David, there was not a rib eating contest. There was no contest. I won. Give us the name of the restaurant, your favorite restaurant, and the menu item that you love the most. The best one, we'll pick one out of next week, and we will give you the prize pack. That's really cool. There's some really cool stuff in it. Had I planned a little bit better, I would have had it here, but it's not chintzy. I swear, it's really cool stuff. Things that you not necessarily can get at Disney Springs. So that's going to be the contest for this week. Make sure you leave a comment. I'll say it when beer. I'm telling you. Make sure you leave a comment for your favorite Disney Springs restaurant and your favorite menu item. That's awesome. All right, so let's move on to, one thing that I forgot to do is if you aren't following us at WDWParkhoppers.com or on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter at WDW Parkhoppers, please do. Share this video, share the stuff that we put out so that we can get the message out and get more Disney fans together. And this show is brought to you, as always, by the Disney Bucket List, wdwparkhoppers.com/Disney Bucket List. You can go to wdwparkhoppers.com, click the link, it'll take you there too. That's cool. Holly's got a comment. Canada Love Blaze. Yeah, that's a great place. Yeah, Blaze is amazing. Another great restaurant is Art Smith's. If you haven't been to Art Smith's, now they have that not dine and dash, but quick go in and just order a grab and go menu. It's pretty amazing. But if you get a chance, go to Art Smith's, order their Southern charcuterie board, and have a cocktail with some of their signature moonshines. It'll definitely brighten up your day. All right, so there's some news stories going around. I found a great news story today talking about, it's from The Motley Fool, talking about how Disney is reinventing transportation. So we've heard the rumor, and it was confirmed, that Disney is building a gondola system that's going to service the Epcot and Hollywood Studios area, as well as the resort. Plus, I think it's going to be hubbed at Caribbean Beach, or Caribbean Beach, depending on how you say the ride's name, and also Art of Animation. So that's going to be very cool because they're trying to alleviate some of the road traffic all over Walt Disney World property. So the cool thing is not only they're doing that, they're also talking about driverless cars. Scares the heck out of me, but they're working on a driverless car system, which may or may not be implemented at Walt Disney World. They're also looking at bringing in Uber-style service from park to resort, probably resort to resort. So they're really trying to help alleviate some of the traffic woes. The bus system is constantly being tweaked. Now we have the bus-only lanes on Lake Buena Vista, and they're already making the flyover lanes for the resorts at the Magic Kingdom. So they're really spending a lot of time, energy, and more importantly, money to help work on the transportation issues. And as a local, the construction's ugh. But it's going to be great when it's done. I kept saying that the whole time they were working on the Disney Springs parking lot. They've finally got them done, and they got the transportation worked out with the bus lanes and all the different lanes to get to the right parking deck. And it's been great. It's a great system. Once you figure out which lane to go out of the parking deck so you don't go the wrong way, which I do all the time. But it really is awesome because when they got it finished, it was really cool. So I'm hoping that works out here. I'm not so much excited about the driverless car system. We've talked about the Uber thing already. And then the gondola system I'm super excited about. I'm hoping they let regular people ride the gondolas just for the sake of riding the gondola. but that's kind of cool. What do you think about the transportation changes that Disney's making? Do you think it's going to help? What do you think it's going to do? Do you think it's something, too much, too little, too late? I'd love to know your opinion. So maybe that's something we can talk about on another future show. But moving forward, we talked about this in the Disney Parks podcast, DisneyParksPodcast.com. The show that's going to come out tomorrow is Tony and I are really kind of digging into this rumor that Apple is looking at buying Walt Disney, like the company. And I've mentioned it before, but more and more facts are leading to this as an actual possibility. And we have a great debate about it. And I think it's one of those things that is good, but it's also bad, because I really want Disney to be the one in control. When Disney bought Marvel and Lucasfilm, they made some decisions that went against what, like George Lucas was looking for, or, they made some drastic changes at Marvel, and it worked out well, but Disney was the one making the decisions. I'm a little concerned about Apple making those decisions, because I have this fear that the farther we get away from the death of Walt Disney, the less the parks are going to look and feel like Walt Disney imagined it. I know that sounds crazy, but that's my fear. And I think it's a great thing if Disney's bought out, because we're looking at like a multi-billion-dollar purchase. So that'd be great, because we get an infusion of cash. But the downside is now you've got somebody else calling the shots. Now I understand Disney is going to still be in charge. Iger's still going to be calling the shots for Disney, but at the same time, there's going to be somebody over Iger. And I understand there's a board of directors. I understand the hierarchy. I get it. But what Bob Iger wants, Bob Iger eventually gets, because he's the man in charge. I'm a little concerned that what's his name over at Apple, Tim Cook, whoever's in charge of Apple can start dictating some things. I'm really not sure that's the best thing for Disney. Now, a partnership with Apple, which I think they kind of already have, would be phenomenal. And I'm a big fan of that idea, but I'm just not ready to give up the ghost on Disney. And there's another theory that I have that I haven't really stated anywhere publicly about, the life expectancy of Disney as we get farther and farther away from the death of Walt. But that's something for another day. And I don't want to be a downer, so hang on a second. I'm not a downer. It's all good. But it's something to think about. What do you think? What do you think Disney being a part of Apple is good, or is it bad? Or is it maybe a little bit of both, as Star-Lord would say? Sarah Irene's got a great point. Put the iPhone kiosks in the parks. I think that's great. I definitely think that having Apple as the owner of Disney would allow people to have the Magic Band style technology in the iPhone. Therefore, we just go up, boop, hit that. We don't have to worry about the pucks or any of the other stuff, although they're going to still want the RFID stuff. But it's a great idea. Wouldn't it be cool to get like a Disney iPhone in the parks? It's not a bad idea. That'd be a plus. But let me know what you think. All right. I got one last story, and this last story is probably going to make many of you very happy. I have a sneaky suspicion that it'll probably make my wife very, very happy, because you remember she was a big fan of the show before we got married. I could be wrong. She'll let me know if I'm wrong. But there is a story out, TMZ actually ran it today, that ABC may be bringing back American Idol. Think about that for a second. So the story basically is that American Idol is no longer around at Fox, obviously, and NBC's kind of been snooping around about bringing it back. Well, I think Disney kind of landed on it and said, hey, this is what we want to do. Let me pull up a little bit more information here. It seems that ABC has penciled in American Idol for a March 2018 launch. Sources connected with the negotiations are telling TMZ. They broke the story that ABC made the offer a week ago and asked the owners of the show if it could be moved to New York so that Ryan Seacrest could host now that he's living in New York. And because now he is the new co-host for Kelly and Ryan. That's a whole other story. So that idea was quickly nixed, and the show will continue to stay in Hollywood. So that means a brand new network and a brand new host, which I think is good. I like Ryan Seacrest. I have no reason to dislike him, although I'm really kind of over him on the Dick Clark thing. But I think it would be good if you're going to relaunch the show, rebrand it. It's ABC, it's American Idol. They've proven with Dancing with the Stars that they can do a live weekly show and make it awesome and make it something that would be worth watching. But think about the synergy between all of that great classic Disney music and all the Disney stars that they could bring out and be a part of American Idol. And then you have the machine of the Disney Music Company and all of those things that could happen. So I think that we could see, more stars coming out of American Idol on ABC. Not that, the Kelly Clarksons and there's 4 or 5 Kelly, not that all the stars didn't hit off of Fox, but I think that the season winners would have a little bit more longevity. They'd be able to do some more things, even if they didn't go, supernova like, Kelly Clarkson did. So I think this is good. I think this is interesting. Will I watch it? Probably not. Will you watch it? Let me know. Is this something that you're into? Are you excited about this? Are you not excited? So what they call upfronts, which is where networks come up and show a little bit about what they're planning on for the next seasons, are 2 weeks away. So we're going to kind of know what's going on. So I think this is interesting. NBC made an offer, but it was outbid. Fox also made an offer, but from everything that TMZ's heard, it's going to be ABC. So that's interesting. Let me know what you think. I'm struggling with it because I'm not really a big fan of the show, but I think in the long run it makes more sense for it to be on ABC. There's so many more things that ABC could bring to the table. Not to mention having everybody, yeah, exactly, Steven Tyler. Not to mention having everybody who's winning American Idol can come over and do, tours in the parks, the Eat the Beat concert series, special things at Christmas. There could be more bang for the buck, so to speak. So I think that'd be kind of interesting. So that's it. Let me know what your thoughts. Let me know what your favorite restaurant is at Disney Springs and your favorite menu item. Same post. And that'll be the contest for this week. Make sure you go over to WDWParkhoppers.com. Check out all the news and links that we have there. Let's pick up a copy of the Disney Bucket List. And let me know what you think. Are you liking these shows, the Park Hopper Lives? And is there a night that works better for you? Basically, Tuesday or Thursday is the choice. I'm thinking Tuesday is probably going to be where we land. But wanted to try it for a couple weeks and see what you guys think. I appreciate you guys being there. Thank you for being a part of this. It's a lot of fun. Thank you for all the hearts and the likes and the shares. And just thanks for being a part of the Disney Parkhoppers, WDW Parkhoppers community. And thank you to Sarah for bringing me an awesome beer in the head of a teeny tiny little stormtrooper. May the force be with you guys. I hope you guys have a great day. Looking forward to a wonderful weekend. And make sure that you come back to WDW Parkhoppers. 4 parks, 1 world, and everything in between. Can't wait to see you again.